Hello, my name's Keith and welcome to my workshop. Today we're going to be looking at drawing, and you'll be drawing a still life we have here, which is an arrangement of, could be an arrangement of fruit, vegetables or flowers, but we're going to concentrate on fruit because fruit has some nice simple geometric shapes, so it's quite quick to draw them, but you need to be quite skillful. And we're going to be drawing them in charcoal rather than pencil because it's much more visible to the camera. You can draw the same thing in pencil. If you have a pencil which has got, they have little grades on the end of the pencil, and we always sketch with a B grade because it's soft and it makes nice shading and strong lines. You can sketch it out in a HB pencil first and then fill it in with a stronger pencil. But obviously you can use lots of different things to draw. I've drawn with this sort of mascara pencils, I think they are, in the past, whatever I've had handy. But now I do so much drawing, I've got posh propelling pencils. But to do this drawing, we're going to have a slightly different camera position to this, so that you can see me draw and see the still life at the same time. So we'll be going over here, so if you'd like to come and join me, here we are. Just here. Right, when you start drawing a still life, you need to think about the way the arrangement of the fruit is composed. I'm going to be drawing in charcoal because it's more visible for the camera, but you could just easily use a pencil or makeup pencil. I've used those in the past when I've been short, but I've got some charcoal. Right. First thing I'm going to look at is the curve of the banana because that helps to frame the drawing. So we can use that as a kind of scale for everything. So I'm doing the curve of the banana. I'm using the outside curve here. And then I'm going to draw the centre line of the bottommost pear. So I've got a rough sort of sketch idea where that's going to go. Then we've got the second pear, it's going to go at an angle like that. It's going to slightly overlap the banana. You can see the banana will go a little bit to the side of that. And then we've got a Nardica orange there. But I'll do the apple in front of it first, looking at it in relation to the bottom of the banana, the point where it crosses the centre there. So I'm going to do that as roughly a circle. You can see here already we're starting to get some differences in scale, so I'm going to slightly outline the banana, the orange, not the orange, the pear. So that's going to come there, down, so roughly it's all about getting the overall shapes to scale to each other. So I think this pear has got a slightly bigger fold at the bottom there. The apple begins here, so I'm a little bit out on it, so I'm going to draw over it again. So the apple is more in that position. I'm not going to worry about rubbing anything out just yet, because I might decide it's in the right place. I'm doing inside the banana there. So you can see that it's all very simple shapes at the moment. Right. So at the moment this pear looks very flat because it's just an outline. So what I'm going to look at things like the bottom here, the sort of little curves and folds in the flesh, give you a sense of it being round. So I'm going to put that in there. So we've got the little remaining bud from the flower there. So some little bits of drawing to try and start to get the overall shape of it looking 3D. A little stalk disappearing at the back. You may notice I'm starting to smudge it because I'm dragging my finger across the page. So you have to be careful when using charcoal. That's why pencil is always much neater. You can get soft pencils that are just as soft as charcoal. So this has got, again, a little bud from the flower, the remaining part of the flower, bottom there. And with the apple, we've got the stalk in the middle there. And the apple's very useful, this type of apple. It's a New Zealand Cox. It's got the stripes going around, so that helps you to define the shape a little bit more. So we've got this little green area here, so you can sort of make a little star shape. And then you've got a little dip in there here. And again, we've got a little bit of stalk there from the Nardica orange. Again, some little creases in the flesh that help you fan out and give it a sort of sense of a sort of 3D round shape with it. Now we're getting a bit of sunshine on here, so we've got skylights in the workshop, so you can start to see the shadows under here and here and here. Some shadows down in space there. And I'm starting to notice now there's a gap there, which I haven't put in the drawing, so what I'll do is make this hair a little bit smaller. And because it's a shadow, I can put in a little bit of a dark area there. And again, there's some shadow here in the banana. And the banana has facets on it, it's got sides. So I can sort of give a bit of a 3D feel for the banana through that. And then we've got the stalk here, which is a little bit broken. Again, you can see the shadows down here, so I'm starting to put a little bit of shadow in here. I'm going to exaggerate the shadow a bit so that it feels like the light's coming from a single direction, because it's a bit better for defining the area there. You can do things like smudging slightly with charcoal, you can do it with pencil as well, and that allows a little bit of graduation. You can see that some of these colours are quite sharp. But the stalk on the pear is very difficult. It's up into the air, so it's quite tricky to manage that. Right, so shadow here, because the light's coming roughly down in this direction, there's a slight shadow around there, so I'm going to smudge a shadow into there. Likewise, we'll have a shadow on this side. So again, I'm smudging a shadow in. can see how putting a bit of tone in starts to make things look more three-dimensional. So I've done this tonally, but I might put some texture in to show the sort of stripes of the apple. So there's a little bit of a shadow from the pear across the banana there. A little bit of shadow in that area there. Smudge out these lines that aren't right. And try with rubber. But again, rubbers with charcoal do smudge as well, so it's not the best solution. But it gives you a bit more control when you're smudging. It's quite tricky to sort out some detail. A thin piece of charcoal gives you a bit of a line. And there we have a quick tonal sketch of an arrangement of fruit. Smudge out that centre line there. There we are. And here we have the finished drawing. You can see the apple on the side here. It's framed by the banana, so that helps you do the composition. So you can see a composition line that comes all the way through here and then through the two centre lines of the apple. So what we can say straight away is the still life is not a random. You do choose how you put things together. And so we've got a centre line of the pear, which goes through the centre of this shape here, so it's all neatly pulled together. And it's a tonal drawing because we've got tone, which is shadow, and that helps to bring out the three-dimensional shape of the fruit. And this was done in about 10 minutes. Obviously, the longer you spend on something, the more detailed it can be. You can rework it, make it more accurate.